Hey team, Jen here, coming to you at the top of week 4. As we come down from week 3, I noticed that a large number of us really felt kind of lost at sea from reading the poetry in week 3. And it makes a lot of sense because poetry is really not a genre that many of us believe that we're familiar with. We feel a sense of discomfort. How do we navigate this? How do we read it? What does it mean? Um, but I think that one thing that we don't realize is that poetry continues to be a very integral part of our culture, in American culture, through music. Music seems to be a kind of modern adaptation of the kind of poems that we're reading. It kind of emphasizes that lyrical quality, that sonorous quality. And it's often overlooked as the genre that it is, the literary genre that it is. So if you can start to think about poetry and poetic form as a kind of contribution, a musical contribution, a lyrical contribution, that might help you to wrap your mind around what poetry is. This week in week 4, you have the opportunity to do just that as we continue to look at poetry, but we do so through the context of music. Also this week in your textbook, there's a very important reading that I'm sure that you're going to be very grateful to have. This week, we're reading about how to read poetry critically, how to think about it theoretically, critically, how to kind of grapple with the complexities of poetry rather than just looking at poetry style and poetry terminology. So this week you have a big helping hand with trying to continue to find a comfortable space with poems. It's not easy. For so many of us, it's just so uncomfortable to be reading a poem. I wonder what that means. What does that signify about our culture today? Is it problematic that so many among us just don't know how to read and interpret and apply poetry? Does that seem problematic to you, or is it really not a big deal? I would love to know your thoughts in the forum this week. Here in week 4, you have a lot on your plate, so take it bite by bite. In addition to the textual readings and your readings in poetry, you also have another discussion board post to do. You have a poetry quiz due, so make sure that you're paying attention to those textbook readings and that you're honing in on a couple poems that really stand out to you. And finally, you have a poetry essay this week. Make sure that before you start that essay, or at least before you submit it, that you've read the comments that I've left for you on your previous essay. That'll give you a lot of insights into how to make your essay better. And also keep in mind that I have a writing overview series that includes a large number of quick videos that hone in on almost everything you want to know about writing in the academic genre, such as how to make arguments, how to develop an introduction, how to develop your paragraphs, why you don't want to use personal pronouns unless you have a good reason. There are videos there on almost everything. There are some things missing, and I'm adding videos all the time. Also, feel free to always take advantage of my online office hours, where you and I can meet face to face and have a quick discussion about any concerns or interests that you have. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you here again next time. Bye for now.